Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to TCS iON IntelliGem 2023. Before we move any further, may I please request Mr. Mahadevan Venkatakrishnan, Head School Education Unit TCS iON, to set the ball rolling.
A happy new year 2023 to each and every one of you, and a very warm welcome to the national grand finale of the 5th edition of TCS iON IntelliGem. It gives me immense pleasure to join all of you who are gathered to cheer and support the finalists in this contest. In a few moments, we will witness the finale, where these young and eager, the best of the lot who reach the finals, will showcase their skills competing for the crown. Our heartfelt congratulations to all the finalists who have made it thus far. When we started IntelliGem in 2018, the goal was to reach out to schools, educators, and the student community in creating and strengthening the awareness of the necessary skill sets for the future. Structured in a contest mode, we run this program almost throughout your entire academic year, or I should say, the core of your academic year. The contest starts in August around the Independence Day and ends in January on the Republic Day, aptly to really identify the gems and nourish them to become impactful nation builders in the future. The topics, the rounds, the evaluation rubric, all have been carefully put together by a team of experts. Every year, we try to introduce something new. Last year, it was visual literacy, given the growing need and growing presence of students online during the pandemic. This year, we have brought in one another topic, very relevant for the times, extremely important, given today's children are going to be the change makers, policy makers, or innovators in the future. The topic revolves around sustainable development, sustainability. This year, we have integrated sustainability as a core theme throughout the program. And many of the finalists will be talking, debating, answering some of the core challenges on sustainability. We are happy that many of them have already showcased in the previous rounds their knowledge and skill sets around sustainability as a theme. Our goal is that every student makes a quantum leap in their skill sets and unlock their true potential. Given the growing importance of skills beyond academics, IntelliGem has grown to become one of the largest national level contests in the country. Structured around the 21st century skills, today we are proud to tell you that TCS iON IntelliGem is the largest contest which runs across the country. We are very grateful to all the educators, to all the school leaders who have embraced this and who have been supporting year on year. In fact, a large number of schools have been participating right from the first year, right from inception. Thank you for all of you who have made this wonderful journey possible. I don't want to stand between the finale and you. So let me wish all the finalists who have made it thus far, whatever your performance, you should be proud that you have proven to be an intelligent. And that is what we celebrate. Each and every one of you is a gem. Let the finale begin. Wishing you all the very best. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for us to introduce our host to you. A celebrated quiz anchor across Asia, she is the only woman as a professional host in this region. Rated as 40 under 40 by Business World, she is an alumnus of the prestigious NITK Surathkal and has hosted more than 500 shows over the last couple of years, including every edition of TCS iON IntelliGem. She is also well known as the co-host of Tata Crucible and is extremely popular with school and college students. Here today to play anchor at yet another edition of TCS iON IntelliGem, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome Miss Rashmi Furtado.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the grand finale of Creativity and Innovation Senior category, a part of the IntelliGem initiative by TCS iON. This was an initiative created by TCS iON 5 years ago, and this is something they did specially for the school children of classes 5 to 9. These are all, of course, the important skills that are required for a child in their future, and hence these topics were chosen to be a part of the IntelliGem initiative. Today we are getting into the grand finale of the senior category in Creativity and Innovation. Let us quickly get to know our finalists and then move into the grand finale. Our first finalist for the day is Anusha from Chhatrabhuj Narsi School, Mumbai. Our next contestant is Yatharth from Guardian School, Thane. Representing PSBB from Chennai is Harshini. From Sanjay Godawat International School in Kolhapur, joining us is Pragya. Adhya from Shishu Graha School, Bengaluru. And completing the lineup for us is Dhruva from PSBB, Chennai. Ladies and gentlemen, these are our finalists. Let's get into the first round of this grand finale. Shrewd Savant. Here we go. All right. This challenge consists of 3 parts. Totally, it comes up to 28 minutes. Let's understand the first part of this challenge. You'll have 10 minutes to complete the first part of the challenge. More rules or more things for us to understand about the challenge. You will have a concept that we will provide, and your response would be a sketch or a drawing that you will create. On completion, you will have to immediately send the responses to us. Let's move into the concept. All right, what you have to do is design a logo. Let's quickly go over the concept that's provided. FIFA World Cup is one of the largest sporting events in the world, and FIFA is an international governing body of association for football, beach football, and futsal. The Men's World Cup commenced in 1930 and the Women's commenced in 1991. It also has its own flag and an anthem. The 2026 FIFA World Cup will be co-hosted by the United States, Canada, and Mexico. It is the first time ever where we have 3 countries co-hosting this tournament. What we need to remember is that United States will be hosting 60 matches and Canada and Mexico will be hosting 10 matches each. The logo and mascot for FIFA is usually created by the host country, and this represents their sentiment and their uniqueness. What you have to do is imagine that you are a part of the team that's creating the logo or designing the logo for FIFA World Cup 2026. You will now design a logo reflecting the sentiments or uniqueness of all the 3 host countries of FIFA World Cup 2026. You have the entire situation with you there. Go ahead, your time starts now. All right, time for us to move into the second part of this challenge. You will have 5 minutes to complete this part. Let's understand the next part of the challenge. You'll be given a scenario and you will have to go through the scenario before you give us your responses. The moment you complete your response, please send it to us immediately. Let's understand the scenario. All right, the first scenario. You have been selected to represent your school in a road safety awareness program conducted by your state government. As part of the program, you can present 3 innovative ideas that will help increase road safety awareness among drivers in your state and reduce road accidents. If the authorities approve your ideas, they will be implemented practically and the Chief Minister of your state will recognize you and your school. Let's go over the second scenario. WhatsApp is building a student edition or student version of the app, and as a part of the project, they have called for students to be part of the design team. You have cleared all the preliminary rounds and you're 1 step away from being a part of the team, and your selection in the team depends on an interview with none other than the CEO of Meta, which owns WhatsApp, Mark Zuckerberg. In the interview, you have to impress Mark Zuckerberg with 3 mind-blowing ideas or features that you think must be included in the student version of the app. Remember, these 3 ideas that you present should help the app to be a huge hit among students. Contestants, you will choose one among both of these scenarios and come up with your 3 ideas or solutions. Your time starting now. time for us to move into the next part of the challenge. You will have 13 minutes of time to go over this challenge. Let's go ahead and understand more about it. You'll have 13 puzzles that you need to solve in 13 minutes. There's a 60-second time limit for each of the puzzle. You will receive 10 points if you give the right answer of the puzzle in the first 10 seconds. 1 mark will be reduced for every additional 5 seconds taken to answer the puzzle. For any unanswered puzzle, at the end of 60 seconds, you will automatically be moved into the next puzzle and you will not get any points for that puzzle. Please understand that there is no negative marking for any wrong answers. So please ensure or try to attempt all the puzzles. And your scores, of course, would be displayed live on the panel as you play each of these puzzles. Your 13 minutes of time to solve all the puzzles starting now. Time for us to move into the next round. You have been watching the grand finale of Creativity and Innovation Senior Category, a part of IntelliGem initiative by TCS iON. Moving into the next round of this grand finale, Awesome Author. Here we go. All right, finalists, you will have 13 minutes of time for this challenge. Let's understand the challenge. Okay. You will have a question that will appear at the end of this caselet. Think of a similar situation that you have been a part of or your friends or family members have been a part of, and what suggestions would you give to handle or maybe avoid a situation like this? The caselet that will be given to you would be represented pictorially. Let's go over the first picture. Summer vacation has just ended and our friends are back at school. Ubi says, "Hi everyone, did you have a good term break?" Yes, we did, Ubi. What did you do during the break? Let's move on. I had so much fun. I cycled around town with my cousins. We stopped for snacks and games at every park, says Ubi. Let's move on. I can imagine you could make another, sorry, Iri. I can imagine you could make another bicycle with these spare tires. Did you eat all the snacks at every park, Ubi? Well, his friends tease him, punching his tummy right there. Let's move into the next one. Guppy the monkey wants to help Ubi feel better. He can clearly see that Ubi is feeling bad with all the teasing from his friends. But Kapi also does not want to be teased by his friends for supporting Ubi. So, what should Kapi do? Contestants, each of you will answer this question. All right. Anusha, your time for the solution starting now.
There was a group of people in my building who used to bully her a lot. By a lot, I mean a lot. Every day they used to make mean comments at her, fat shame her, and abuse her. I saw that every day with my eyes. When I thought of going to them, okay, I'll talk to them. I went to them, but they said, if you don't want to talk to us, don't talk to us, but stop putting your nose in between everything. And I felt very sad about that. But then I thought from my perspective and their perspective as well, you wouldn't like someone poking in your business, right? We don't like to take free opinions from people, do we? We don't. Everybody has their ego and their personality, and I respect it. Even I have it. So I understood. Maybe it's not my place to do so, but it's Ahana's place to stand up for herself. When I tried changing the topic, every time Ahana used to think that, why is she trying to help me? Did I ask for it? No, right? So just back off. Like, what should I do? I don't want to hurt Ahana or anyone else. I talked to Ahana. Let's see, Ahana. I'm not trying to poke my nose in anything or trying to become a shield for you, right? I'm just trying to help you like a normal friend would. Why don't you tell them to back off? And her confidence really brought her up because I told her that you have that confidence, you have that willpower, you can do it. She went to them and they had never seen that side of her. They were scared by her because Anna never stood up for herself. And when she did, they got scared. That's what I wanted to prove, Ahana. That once you stand up for yourself, nobody can stop you. And they will understand that lesson right away. So maybe you don't, I should not have poked my nose in between. But it was her place to do so, that's for sure.
All right, that was Anusha. Let's move on to the next one. Yatharth, go ahead.
Situation, Kapi should confidently tell Zaina and Roka to back off because they are like bullying her by saying fatty fatty. So he should take action immediately and confidently tell Zaina and Roka to back off.
Okay, the second question.
Where it is?
How to say?
Excuse me.
The second question is how do you listen the situation, the instructions.
Okay. Can I answer?
Yes.
I've not been in a similar situation, but still I have heard my friends teasing other of my friends. So what I would do is first I would request them politely to not tease her because all like to eat and do what they want to do. So you can't tell what one wants to do. Second, if they still don't want to agree, I will tell them to I will have to be little strict on them and tell them to back off and stop teasing her and say that if someone would tease you like this, what would you do? And if they understood, it's okay. Otherwise, I would tell my teachers.
Good solution by Yatharth there. Go ahead, Harshini, you're up next.
If my friend is in that situation, being the one bullied, I would confidently tell the other people to stop because making fun of some person for the way they look is not right at all. This is something they cannot control, and doing so would make them feel very bad about themselves, and it would make them lose their self-esteem, which could lead in turn to a lot of other problems. And I would also give moral support to the person who is being bullied, because knowing that there is someone to help you could make a big difference when you are in a situation where you are being teased and you do not like it. Their weight is also something they probably could not control, and it is something out of their hands, and being bullied for it causes a lot, puts an emotional toll on them. So, and the bullies in turn, we should make them realize and understand the consequences of their actions, because for them it is just something to get a laugh out of, and they do not understand that what they are doing is actually hurting someone. So, very two important things would be showing empathy and um, empathy to the person who is being bullied, because you need to let them know that you're understanding them, and you would stick up for them, and also telling the bullies what is right and wrong, and um, that it is not their choice, and they cannot do whatever they please.
Okay, Ashini, good.
All right, thank you, Harshini. Moving on to Pragya.
Uh, Change the topic to something else and put Ubi at ease.
Thank you, Pragya. Moving on to Adhya.
Third option. Can I tell why?
Why?
It's because they shouldn't be doing this. It's genuinely just so. It's very rude when you just tease someone. So I think when you, what do I say? Yeah, when you correct someone, they know that, like, yeah, when you correct someone, they know not to do the same thing again, which is going to, like, it's not going to affect your relationship with them, because they should know what is right. And if they don't understand that, you shouldn't be friends with them. And yeah, you should tell them to stop making fun. One of this
Okay.
colleague, what's his name? So I have been in a similar situation, and it's just, before I wasn't confident enough to um, before I wasn't confident enough to stand up for myself, but now nothing has happened like that. So I would, to handle such a situation, I would actually stand up for myself, because that's what you're supposed to do, because nobody's going to help you later in life. And yeah, and I don't think you can avoid a situation like this, because you can't make people not to talk, like not talk to you. Otherwise, you can just not be friends with people like this.
All right. And finally, moving on to Dhruva.
Confidently tell Zaina and Rocker to back off. My first point was the fact that such a situation, it's not avoidable. It happens commonly all over the world, to different extents, of course, different psychological extents, but and the effect that they have is also very different on different people. So each situation, this situation, of course, it's extremely easy to just tell what's right, what is ethical, what values should the friend group be displaying, what should the monkey do in this situation. But it's never that simple now, is it? In the case that I gave, suppose you're being bullied by, let's say, a boss at the workplace. You need to be in his good books to get the promotion the next year. You don't want him to start disliking you because you start to lodge a complaint against him, or you confront him, making him think that he comes off rude, because you want to make a good impression and you want to keep that good rapport with the superior and the company. In such a situation, you need to handle the situation with a lot of cognizance. You have to be cognizant, you have to be diligent, and more importantly, you have to be effective, because at the end of the day, what you have to do is get yourself out of the predicament that you are in. You have to make some sort of move which is effective but also censored in such a way where you do not get detrimentally hampered.
All right. Wonderful solutions by all of our finalists there. Time for us to move on to the next part of the challenge. Innovative problem solver. Here we go. All right. Finalists, you have 20 minutes of time to complete this challenge. Let's understand more about the challenge. You will be given two scenarios or problem statements. You have to choose one among them. When you give a solution to this scenario, please ensure that the solution is practical in nature. You will have 15 minutes of time to draw, design, or write out your solution, and you will have 5 minutes to present your solution. Let's take a look at the first scenario. Here we go. All right. You are hugely popular in class because of your charming nature, and it's your birthday. The whole class celebrates your birthday with you by bringing you gifts and goodies to the class. One other classmate's birthday also falls on the same day, but he is not receiving the same kind of attention as you are. He's not a great friend of yours, but you see his face fall as your friends pamper you on your birthday. What will you do at this point? The second scenario, there's a stray dog menace in your apartment. Some residents feed the stray dogs in the apartment complex, in the common area of the apartment complex. So the dogs stay in the apartment complex for food. These dogs have become a threat to children playing, elders walking, and other pets. The association has warned the residents to not feed the dogs inside the complex. But those residents turn a deaf ear to all of these warnings. You must help your apartment association handle the situation and make the complex safe for everyone. Finalists, you will choose among these two scenarios and present your solutions. For now, please work on your solutions. Your 15 minutes of time starting now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time for us to listen to the solutions by our finalists here today. Dhruva, please start presenting your solution. Your 5 minutes of time starting now.
So to start off, there were a lot of different points bouncing around in my head, and and a lot of them I disregarded them, or I left them to be. So basically my thought process was, immediately I went back to my debating background. I thought, which are the most important stakeholders in this case? The number one, the residents, number two, the dogs themselves, and number three, the committee. So I read the newspaper a few days ago. The government had passed an order that if you feed dogs, you have to either adopt them or evacuate them. The Indian government has passed such an order, but because that actually doesn't help my case, I decided to leave that out. So as I said in my answer, repeated warnings had been given to these inmates, and thus I felt that the time for passivity was over and you had to take swift action, and the committee had to exercise its authority and actually do what was right in the situation, what is good for the residents as well as the dogs themselves, because the Blue Cross does engage in a lot of these evacuation programs. That's the entire purpose of the Blue Cross. The Blue Cross attempts, what the Blue Cross do after they evacuate these dogs, they either look to put them in adoption centers, they look to find homes for such stray dogs, and another important thing that they do is they neuter the dogs, which means that there's less stray dogs. This improves the quality of life for both the dogs and stops the disturbance and spread of disease in the apartment. So evacuation of dogs by the Blue Cross is really the most ethical and considerate way to handle such a situation. I'm deathly scared of dogs myself, so this one really hit home for me, and I was able to kind of think about it from the perspective of the residents. But that also it had a counter, which means that I wasn't able to consider all sides of the stakeholder format. So I think I could have been a little better there. But yeah, no.
Thank you, Dhruva. Wonderful solution by him. Let's move on to Adhya. Adhya, 5 minutes of time starting now.
Actually cares about you. What a very sad situation to be in. So obviously I will empathize with this person, and that something like ethics and morality should come before other things like my pride and my ego. See, if I hate him, I shouldn't let that hold me back from doing something nice, right? I'm supposed to be a very charming person in this situation, and obviously if I don't do something nice to this person, someone will notice. That would A, be very bad for my reputation, and B, that person, the person this day, this will repair the relationship I have with him, right? And since I have gifts to spare, I will give him some of them, right? Like, obviously, we are school children, and we're not going to give something like really big or some one perishable, no, one gift or something. They're probably going to give me like chocolates and sweets and things like that. I can easily share that with everybody else because I can't eat that much, first of all. And second of all, that's a very nice thing to do. And he's part of my class anyways. I will share with everybody else, and I will also give some of that to him. I will also give that person some reassurance that somebody actually cared and noticed about that it was his birthday, that nobody was paying him any attention, that he was feeling sad. Won't that make him feel way better than he was feeling before? That, hey, nobody noticed it was my birthday. Everyone is going and talking to that girl. So it's going to make him feel nice as well. And because I'm popular, because I have a lot of friends, that means that everybody would that means that everybody would see that I am helping this person, I am being kind to this person. I probably getting some friends too. This is not like, oh my god, sad fellow, he needs friends or something. It's just by association with me, he will he will become friends. He will have more friends. This won't happen to him again. He'll probably feel less lonely in school or whatever, because if he's already sitting alone on his birthday, I think he'll be lonely otherwise also, which means that if I help him, he's going to get more friends, right? So overall, I think this is going to help him. This somewhat is going to help me, and it's going to make his day a bit happier. Thank you.
Thank you, Adya. I think that was very innovative. Let's move on to our next contestant, Pragya. Go ahead, present your solution.
For option B, I had three solutions. So, since the dogs were taking over the common areas, the first solution could be that there would be a separation made in the common areas. Some of the space can go to the people feeding the stray dogs, and they would have to be kept in that separation, that partition. And the other space, which would be the most of the space, would be kept for the elders, children, and other people to enjoy. The second solution was that the housing complex could make the people who want to feed the stray dogs make them their pets. So the people will now have to care about the stray dogs and will now more likely keep them inside instead of letting them go in the common areas. And the third measure was that strict measures had to be taken on the residents who are feeding the stray dogs, such as fines and imprisonments. So they won't continue feeding the stray dogs.
Thank you, Pragya. Harshini, you're up next.
So here, what is the problem? The dogs are entering the building and they are causing inconvenience to the residents there. So what exactly is the cause of this problem? The dogs enter the building for food, which means that they are hungry, and this is completely not their fault at all. So what adds on to this problem? The people living in this association are probably animal lovers, and they feel very sorry for the animals and feed them themselves. So this is not like committing a crime. They are actually doing a good deed by feeding these animals. But this causes inconvenience to the residents in the apartment because probably many of them are afraid of dogs, and a lot of elderly residents, if the dogs are chasing them, they would not be able to run, or the dogs are just causing a lot of problems. So here, what can be done to fix this? The dogs can be given to animal shelters in wherein they will be cared for, given food, and probably well trained. And through adoption, they would probably go into a good and loving home instead of searching for food on the streets. Or if these apartment complexes are left open, there could be a door installed in them along with a fence or a compound, so that the dogs themselves are not able to get into the building and they can remain outside. So what else can be done? But what if the residents in the apartment or people in the association do not want to let the dogs go hungry, and they themselves want to play a part in helping these poor dogs? So, what if feeding bowls or some kind of feeding and water station itself can be placed inside the community, wherein, for example, in a locality, the locality itself has an association. So, all of them coming together and deciding to place a small center or a place where these dogs can go and eat, wherein the residents who have already been giving food can contribute to this, and hence giving the dogs food for their need, and the dogs wouldn't enter the building and everyone would be happy. But if these residents are so adamant and fond of their furry friends that they do not want to let them go, they're not ready to accept any of the ideas or suggestions given by the association, why don't they adopt them? When these dogs are trained, given some care, and put on a lead, they will probably be more well loved by everyone. Instead of, like, for example, if we see a dog in a collar, we have this sense of security that the dog is held on a lead and hence won't be able to bite us. Because the only reason people don't like these dogs is because either they're an inconvenience or they're probably afraid of it. So the fear is the main part that causes them for their dislike of these dogs. So if they get past their fear, and which means that the the children who are afraid of the dogs and do not like them could probably make a friend in them when they are well trained and cared for.
Thank you, Harshini. Moving on to Yatharth. Yatharth, your time starting now.
Okay. Yeah. So I have chosen the scenario one about the juncture of my birthday as well as a friend in the a classmate who is not my friend. Okay, so I would be comprehending to this situation by three ways. So first, I would understand that what has happened to him, because, and then I would react because first, why even of my charming nature, leaving that, why he's depressed and why he has his face fell while others are pampering me. So with that, I will first talk to him. What about that? And then I will react on that situation. Means like I will tell them others like not to do this and also celebrate because we are a one class and everybody will deserve an equal opportunity. Second, what I would do is that I will have empathy on him because we are one class and like we celebrate all others' birthdays, we should all also celebrate his birthday. So so that he will also get equal chance like me. Uh, ignoring my charming nature, that he is also a all the classmate. So what I would do that, and the third what I would do is I would tell them that don't judge people by their appearances. The main importance of the saying is means that means not typically by the appearances, but like I have a charming nature and he does not, but still he can be good in other things, other activities. What one can know about him, he can also be innovative, like me. So like I would tell them this, and with that I would make them understand what they were doing is wrong. He should also get chance, and they should also celebrate his birthday with my birthday. Thank you.
Thank you, Yatharth. And a final solution by Anusha. Anusha, your 5 minutes of time starting now.
So I had chosen the second topic. I know about this topic quite well because I myself own a dog. His name is Denzel. And in my opinion, dogs are lovely. I have no hate against them. But as mentioned, the stray dogs were a harm to the building kids. And to be honest, I love dogs, but I have experienced this throughout my dog parenting career, as many would say. It's very hard to gain knowledge about dogs because every website says different stuff, every doctor says different stuff. I don't know what should we do. Vaccines. Nobody would take the effort to take them to the doctor and pay for the vaccines. Huh? When it comes to taking care of the dogs, many people may. But when it comes to taking care of them and bringing them to their own house, I'm sure most of them would not agree. And see, as dog owners, there are very less people in the world who are actually aware about what to give dogs, what to not give dogs, how to keep them safe. And living in the building is not actually very safe. What if it rains or what if it is very cold? It's not even safe for them. So I gave an idea to send them off to a shelter. Dog shelter people know how to take care of them. And if you love a particular dog or all the dogs too much, you may visit them sometimes. And the dog shelter people don't charge you for that. So when it comes to taking them at your home, people don't agree with our opinions. So I would want them to be in a safe place and the kids to play freely, right? The dogs can stay safe and we will not cause harm by taking care of them because there are some substances or there are some foods we are not supposed to give them, but we may end up unknowingly or knowingly giving it to them, right? So it causes harm to them and the children.
Thank you, Anusha. Well, ladies and gentlemen, these kids have been truly creative and innovative, but it's time for us to now listen to the jury feedback. Every year, the esteemed jury takes time out to explain to the students on where they could have done better and where they were really good. This kind of feedback helps the students improve themselves and perform better in the future. Let's listen to what the jury has to say.
Adya, you are one with exceptional higher order thinking skills, I must say that. Fine-tuning of few of the skills and betterment of others can make you an outperforming and well-rounded individual. Your casual yet practical approach to problems will be highly valued if you learn the art of creating win-win solutions. You can talk your heart out, but which is excellent, but it may be wise and willing to articulate the speech. And also start working a little bit on your creative side. You will have a super future. All the best. Anisha, you are an eloquent and an expressive speaker who is a delight to listen to. Your presentation skills are super awesome, right? All that you may need to work on is a little bit on the divergent thinking that can enable you to come up with multiple solutions for a problem, win-win solution, addressing all the stakeholders and win the heart and work wonders. All right. Also, a little bit more on your higher order thinking skills. If you like to focus on, that will make you a super successful person. All right. So, all the best. Keep the going great. Dhruva, you are an excellent creative designer, innovator, out of the box thinker, eloquent and expressive speaker, problem solver, and whatnot. It has been an amazing treat for me to watch you all throughout. Fantastic. Maybe if you need to just ask me what is that you need to work on, I would just press the divergent thinking button. All right. So all the best. Keep rocking. Have a great future. Shini, you are a creative designer, problem solver, out of the box thinker, innovator, excellent communicator with exceptional higher order thinking skills. Kudos. It was a delight all throughout. Maybe if you want to just work on something, whenever you're doing the designs, all you need to do is just focus a little bit more on the functional aspect of it. Otherwise, everything is super exceptional. Wish you all the best and a great future. Pragya, I can see that you're a capable problem solver. We love how you speak your mind out, but always remember that in real world, right? It may be necessary to articulate speech a little bit here and there to really be winning the hearts. Also, you can turn your focus on the creative side as well to be a well-rounded performer. And you may also wish to hone the skills
to arrive to win-win solutions that can solve extraordinary problems. All the best. Yatharth, your creative design abilities are commendable, and it was a visual feast to our eyes. Kudos. Creativity combined with other higher order thinking skills can make you a super successful person. So just start working a little bit more on the critical thinking, problem solving, verbal reasoning, and analytical skills. And I'm sure we'll see you at the top. All the best.
TCS iON IntelliGem 22-23 Creativity and Innovation Challenge, much more wilder than the World Cup Football 2022 finals. Oh my god, what a kind of nail biting performance by each one of the contestants, and I'm sure you're going to love the winners. They really, each one of them, I would say all of them, were doing superb performances, and of course we need to award the winners, and that's how it came in. But I have to say that if you watched the World Cup 2022 football final, you know what I mean. Kudos to the entire team of TCS iON, IntelliGem, and all the schools, students, and the rest of the juries, and each and everyone who have been part of this. This is amazing. Thank you so much for the opportunity. All the best. Looking forward for 23-24 TCS iON IntelliGem.
Thank you so much, jury members. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us in this grand finale of Creativity and Innovation Senior category. I hope you have been watching all of the grand finales in the IntelliGem initiative by TCS iON. If not, please go back and watch all of them. We have had students with great caliber taking part in IntelliGem this year. And if you go watch all of these grand finales, you will agree with me on how fabulous they are. Thank you so much for joining me in this grand finale of Creativity and Innovation. You take care.